Hey everyone, what's up? Here to kind of give a little bit of advice to anybody that uses I guess you could say a movie making, video making program. You know, if you're using if you're using it to make what is known as fan vids or AMVs or CMVs, and CMVs are basically comic music videos. In case anybody, uses a program like that to do those things, or to kind of just make like a little video for your family. Let's say if you're using a camera like say this one, and anytime you film in a dark environment, it really comes out dark. So, but you can still see things, but not as much. So you want to do is sharpen and everything, right? But here's the thing. There's a problem going around for some people, myself included, that has occurred on numerous occasions with certain programs. Now, it doesn't matter if you have Vegas Studio, which this is right here, the Vegas Movie Studio Platinum 9.0. Doesn't matter if you have this. It doesn't matter if you have Windows Live Movie Maker or Windows Movie Maker and whatever upgrade version it is. It also doesn't matter if you have Camstia Studio, I can't pronounce it, but Camstia Studio. And it doesn't matter if you have Ulead Video Studio, or even Neo, or whatever kind of video studios, movie making studios, programs are out there. What I'm here to do is teach you something different. Now, well, not teach you, but kind of, I'm not teaching, I should say. I'm more like giving advice as to what to do. Now, one of the biggest thing that frustrates people sometimes when it comes to programs like this is the fact that sometimes your computer, and it doesn't matter if it's a computer that's 7, 8 years old, or a computer that's 2, 3 years old, or even a computer that you just got in the last year, or even at the beginning of this year. Sometimes you'll get the computer acting up a little bit. Let's say if it's got like a McAfee system in there and it's got to upgrade, or it's got to update, or it's got to scan for the viruses, or any kind of virus scan program that you have. Sometimes that'll stall your computer, right? Now I know a lot of people are saying, well, we got 7, it really doesn't do that with ours. That might be true, but let's just say for the sake of argument, it does that. What do you think is going to happen if you're in the middle of doing something like this? Okay, I'm going to just type in a few words. I'm just doing this for an example. Okay? Now we got everything set up here. But let's just say, for example, you're working on something. You got your pictures here, your sound or your music here, your text here and everything. Let's just say you got this all set up. But let's say that program, let's say a virus scan program that you have, or whatever kind of program that you have that has to update itself every now and then, or search for viruses, or do whatever the hell it's got to do, starts doing it, and you're in the middle of this, and you're in the middle of your program, and it stalls. It causes it to go so slow to the point that all of a sudden this happens without any explanation. And I'm not talking about going down here to the little bar and minimize it and becoming minimized or something like that. No, I'm talking about being completely gone. And then you have to restart it, and then it's going to ask you, say it's either audio saved or you got to start all over. How many times do you hate doing that if that's ever occurred to you? How many times do you hate doing that? I know I've hated it many times. So what I've done, and I've learned this very recently, what I've done is every 30 seconds, like if I'm right here, every 30 seconds, and it all depends on the program, but every 30 seconds or every minute, what you want to do, well, basically let's just say every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, what you want to do is go up here, and you want to, first of all, on the first thing you do, when you put the first stuff, like if you put the music, the pictures and the text, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Save As, of course, and you want to name what the file is going to be. But then, like I said, when you get to every 30 seconds, including up to the minute deals, what you want to do every 30 seconds, or if it's a good program, every minute, what you want to do is save. Every 30 seconds to every minute you want to save. Now, for me, when I use Vegas Studio, I do it every minute, just in case, because it really hasn't given me much of a problem. Now, however, when I use Ulead Video Studio, it does give me a bit of a problem. You know why? Because sometimes when I want to play back what it looks like, just, kind of give my example, give me an idea of what I want to add next, it kind of stalls a little bit. Kind of has to, as some people say, as some people might tell others, it has to think. It has to do its thinking process. And there's a lot of people that don't like that. Excuse me for a second. Okay. I'm just checking my time on here. I got that limited 10 minute, 11 minute deal. But like I'm saying, as this is loading up, and it takes a little bit, I don't know why. Actually, I do, is because I got 512 megabytes. But here it is. Here's Ulead Video Studio. It's coming up. Now, probably some of you, now this is version 7. A lot of you might recommend me trying to find a higher, better version. That's cool, and I appreciate that. Yeah, it takes a while. Mine's only got 512 megabytes of RAM, so like I mentioned in the video about the DVD fab, it doesn't go it goes faster now, but not as much. But a lot of you have probably experienced something like this too. But here we go. Here it is, the Ulead. Now, like I said, just like with Vegas Studio, when you add your video and you add your voice or your music, what you want to do when you first start adding that is go to Save As, of course, and then when it comes to something like this, because I'll be honest with you, I've had some problems with Ulead sometimes. What you want to do is that after every 30 seconds on here, every 15 to 30 seconds, just highly recommended, in case you've had problems with Ulead, what you want to do is you want to save it after every 15 to 30 seconds. Click Save every time after every 15 to 30 seconds. Then, if you want to try to play it a little bit and get yourself an idea of what you want to add next, what you want to do when you do that, if it stalls a little bit, what it's doing is thinking, it's processing the information. So you basically got to wait a little bit, then let it do its thing. Now if it gets stuck, I can just, does the song, but you can't, like click on this here and stop it or something like that. Let it just go through. Let it go through to the end, and then you just continue on. Now again, you want to be careful, because sometimes this too will do the same thing. When you're in the middle of something, it'll sometimes do that if, let's say, the virus scan's coming on, or whatever kind of update program you have to keep your computer safe and going well. That will happen. It will go right off. And then you'll have to restart all over again. And it's a pain. But, again, that's just my advice to you guys for any kind of video or movie making program that you have, whether it's Vegas, Ulead, Camstia, Studio, Windows Live Movie Maker, or the upgraded versions, or any upgraded versions of Windows Movie Maker, or any kind of program like that. Always make sure, and this is just my advice, you can take it or leave it, that after every 30 seconds to save your progress. Save it. After every 30 seconds, press save. or click save. So just in case something like I said happens, where it goes off all of a sudden, at least you'll have what you saved completed. Okay? Alright? Just make sure of that. And also try to make a mental note of what you were adding in case it does do it at that time too. Let's say you're adding something and all of a sudden it goes off. Make sure you keep a mental note of what you added. But again, after every 30 seconds to a minute, and when it comes to programs like this, every 15 seconds to 30 seconds, make sure you save your progress so you don't lose anything. But that's just my advice. And that's all I'm going to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped out. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.